people need, if they have an issue with their mental health, or they feel like they're having an issue with their mental health, then it needs to be treated and it needs to be taken care of. It needs to be addressed. And I remember when I was in the Army and people had issues, it would be, but this was back in the 80s, just tough it out, or people were looked beyond because they had mental health issues. And fortunately, the military has changed and society is changing, and people need to realize if they feel like they are struggling and they have issues with mental health issues, they should, that absolutely should be addressed. Well, it's important to me because I think it is pervasive issues throughout society that have not been addressed the way that it needs to be addressed. And, people would find themselves struggling. And for a lot of times, if with the proper treatment, it can be taken care of. It's like people letting pain fester. People shouldn't let their mental health issues fester as well. They should have them taken care of or addressed as much as possible. And a lot of times they can be addressed so people can live a full, complete, and a rewarding life. I don't know if escape's the right word. I think my favorite thing to do is be in I think God's nature, God's beauty. And so I enjoy our national parks and just getting out, being outside, walking. A lot of times, even in Washington, a lot of times we get stuck in the tunnels between the Capitol building and the office buildings. And I walk. I go outside and admire the squirrels, and how the squirrels are. People joke at me because sometimes I'll watch a squirrel dig for an acorn or plant an acorn or something moving forward. But just being in nature is kind of my escape, and just enjoying the sunshine, the breeze, and the beauty that's on Earth. Well, I was very integral in the first passing of the Support Act, and I think that's real important that people get the treatment that they need, whether for mental health issues, drug issues. Sometimes they go together, substance use disorder, and so passing the Support Act the first time around and being integral in getting that done was very important to me. Well, we have to continue to extend the Support Act. I've always tell people that if you go to a substance use disorder, like a 28-day program, there's nothing more shocking than seeing people on day 2, 3, or 4. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing people on day 26, 27, where they're like, I can't believe I beat this. I've never thought I would have this. And just the attitudes are phenomenal. But you stand there and you listen to that, and a lot of people are going to repeat and come back. So how do we break the cycle? So my big effort this time is not just on the treatment when people are struggling with substance use disorder, but how do you change their life? Job training, getting them into sober living, creating a new environment for people to go into. And the other, I think, is just critical, and the answer to the shortage in mental health is telehealth. As we look to extend the COVID policies and how do we make them permanent, how we give people access to mental health via telehealth. There's just not enough professionals if you live in a city, but if you live in rural America, rural Kentucky, you really struggle to find a professional as well. And it's something hopefully that can be taken to your via internet to your home, and so you don't have to travel and have access to providers. So that's the biggest thing. So one is increasing the Support Act, which is really part of the last question. But in this question, we have to get telehealth right, and we have to increase access for people to mental health professionals. There's a smaller number, and telehealth would just help multiply that number because they can serve more people.
Now it's your turn. Why is mental health important to you? Post on social media with the hashtag #Take5 for Mental Health.